Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. This is one of 20 of the top 20 takeaways from the AAPPM meeting. So the first one I want to talk about today is improving explanations for AFOs. I had a privilege of doing a lecture there about diagnosis-specific AFOs and kind of how I use them in my practice. If you want to see this should be up on the YouTube for Podiatry Practice Mastery. But what I realized is, it's easy to lecture about something, but I am definitely not numero uno in terms of offering these to patients. There are many other doctors that offer, and they're able to have patients do them much more than I am. A couple of my takeaways are, number one is explaining the balance braces and any other type of brace that you're doing. And when I was talking to an older gentleman, what I found is that I tend to tell instead of question or ask questions. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but let me try to explain it. If someone comes in and let's say they're using a cane or they're a walker or their balance is off, or let's say they have posterior tibial tendonitis, I tend to look at that posterior tibial tendon that's all swollen and painful and not getting better, or that balance or the drop foot, and I say, well, I have something for you. Okay? So I have something for you. You have this condition. This is what we can do. And there's some older and more experienced doctors, and what they do is they use a kind of a question format. And this is something you might want to consider. So, and I think it all goes back to the whole idea of you taking a cut, you're pouring salt in it, and then you're solving it. What I tend to do is I take the cut and I just try to solve it. And I think we have to pour the salt in it so the patients really see that and we have to determine if it's a problem for them. So, for example, you'll ask them, just because I'm still learning how to do this. So if you guys have better things, please let me know what works for you. But instead of saying, because does anyone really want a brace? They don't. No one really wants a brace. So, asking them, like, how does your tendon hurt? Does it hurt on a daily basis? If I had something for you that could kind of fit in your shoe that would help give you more stability and make you feel better, would you be interested in that? Okay. Or if I had something that could reduce your fall risk by 20%, by 60%, that would just fit in your shoe, would you be interested in that? Or would you like some tips on how to improve your balance? And so bringing it with a question and then kind of going deep that way versus saying, hey, you need this balance brace, and just telling them. I think getting them involved so they really realize the pain, like how bad does this tendon hurt? Like how does it affect you on a daily basis? Things like that. So that's something that I wasn't doing too well is doing the question component to it. So I would like to know kind of what works for you. Please send me an email, don@podiatrypracticemastery.com. What works in terms of explaining things to patients? Because I tend to just say, you have this, you need this brace, and that's it. And many times patients, they don't buy into it. They don't say, well, I do need this. They might think that they don't need it. They don't really see the value. They don't see they're not in bad enough pain. And so the importance, what I'm realizing now is not just seeing the cut, but we have to somehow, what Dan Kennedy talks about, we have to pour salt in that cut, and so they can really feel it. Okay, so that's something that I was talking about recently, and with other people at this meeting. So that is tip number one. The next tip I'm going to talk about, tip number two, is the importance of consistency when doing videos and posts and things like that. Okay, so please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel that you're listening it on. Please give me a review. That would help, and let me know how else I can help you. Okay, thanks.